in engineering, you can almost not do it alone. You need the help of others, you know, to overcome.
First of all, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Can you introduce yourself briefly and tell us your major?
Okay, my name is Ogunbi Oluwase, a 500 level student of mechanical engineering. I have a background in architecture, data science too, and I also write professionally.
Okay. So, what motivated you to pursue your degree at Glasgow, and how has the experience been?
Well, I think the motivation for pursuing my degree at LASU is backed by the fact that LASU has a reputation of quality. And of course, before I came to LASU, I've always seen LASU as a school of excellence, of course. So, and we are LASU, we are great, of course. So
We
you would
are.
expect that. So LASU has a reputation of excellence. I saw that and I saw it as a right fit for me to pursue my degree. And so far, I would say the experience has been, I think, challenging and rewarding also. I would say challenging because as a next student, it makes him to be one of the toughest around here because you know. So also the rewarding part has been so rewarding so far because I would say that I have made a lifelong friendship with some of my friends here, and I've also found myself, you know, putting myself through some other extracurricular activities like volunteering myself, and this has been so rewarding too. I think so far the journey has not been so easy, but so far rewarding for me.
University life can be challenging. What were some of the biggest obstacles you faced during your time at Glasgow, and how did you overcome them?
Okay, well, university life is very challenging, obviously, and I'll say again as a next student, it is even more tougher here in LASU. But I think my biggest challenge was when I was in year two. Yeah, it came as a very, very big challenge for me, and it was a very bad financial decision I made then, and it it crippled me a lot, I would say. And I didn't expect it to turn out that way. But I think I would attribute me overcoming that challenge to the friends I had then, my roommates. I will mention their names because it's to me like a notable mention. Bakari Opeyemi is also in mech with me. Then I think Ikeoluwa Toba in aerospace and Alamu David. So two aerospace, two mech. So when I found myself in that situation, it was, very difficult for me. I couldn't even concentrate. It was that bad that there was an exam I wanted to write, I think, in 20 level, one EC because our engineering maths in second semester. I was so lost in thought and I was writing and I just had to drop my barrel. I was thinking about how to get myself out of that mess. But I was sitting close to one of my classmates then, I think Ijoba. He just nudged me back. Hey, bro, what's going on? Writing an exam, just get yourself together. And of course, I was expecting a 5 in that because I got a 4. But I would say that they helped me because they were not just saying that it could get better. They were proactive in their discussion with me. Okay, let's do this, let's do that. And I overcame that challenge and I'm very happy. That seemed to be one of the hardest period of my life here. Yeah.
Okay. So, what are some of your proudest achievements or memorable moments during your time at Glasgow?
Okay, I would like to just say some that I am privy to say. I think one of the proudest moments I'll say is when I joined SP last week chapter. SP last week chapter has been a leader, or let me say a pioneer SP chapter in Lagos State section. And around 2005, 2006, the chapter was, of course, one of the brightest around. But as it got to us, we saw that last USP chapter was in ruin. There was nowhere to be found. And all thanks to the chapter president, Favor Emmanuel, and General Secretary to Bakari Opeyemi. So with myself, we fought really hard to find ourselves, bring the last USP chapter back on top. But there is a very good experience. April of this year, we went to Delta State at the Petroleum Training Institute, of course, to represent our own chapter. There we found ourselves presenting papers You know, also when it came to the petro quiz, the petro quiz seemed to be one of the biggest quiz when it comes to petroleum discourse. And last two SP chapter almost caused an upset, and we were surprised because we didn't win. But that seemed to be a very big highlight for me. As far as my journey so here is concerned. Another notable one is I think when I was in year two, I started applying for the United Nations Millennium Fellowship. So at my first attempt, my application were rejected. I think the first attempt. In year two again, I tried again. That is for the Millennium Fellowship. It was unsuccessful. In my year four, I tried again. The application was not successful. I think I finally tried in my 500 level first semester, and the application was finally successful. So that seemed to be a very proud moment for me because with the United Nations Millennium Fellowship, you can give more to the society. Of course, I am focused on the Sustainable Development Goal 4, which is quality education. So my plan is to give back to the society, of course, teach people how to be more sustainable when it comes to understanding software designs and all. So I think so far it's been very, very good. And by November 17th of this month, I'll graduate as a United Nations Millennium Fellow. So it's a proud moment for me. I'm very, very happy about it. Yeah, thank you very much.
So now that you're graduating,
Yeah.
what are your plans for life after school? Do you have any specific career goals or dreams you would like to share with us?
Yeah, I've always had my mind set on academics. Yeah, so my plan is to go further with my graduate study. Yeah, probably become a researcher, go into research and development. And with my background in architecture, but my background now in mechanical engineering, I feel like I can fuse the two together. There are a lot of things that I can flow myself into: energy efficiency, building information modeling, research and development, and so many other interesting things I can find myself. But graduate study, probably a PhD, directly to where I can find myself. I am hoping that that should be my next movement after this course.
So what advice would you give to current law students, especially those who may be facing similar challenges that you are overcoming?
Okay, I'll move away from the financial challenges I talked about before. That might not be peculiar to everyone, but if it is peculiar to everyone, to anyone in the lower levels or those who are still coming, my advice is that you should just be resilient and they should talk to people. In engineering, you can almost not do it alone. You need the help of others, to overcome. And I think majorly when I was in year two, another major issue, of course, you can say, well, you have a background in architecture. Why are you finding it difficult to understand drawing? It was a very big challenge for me. Yeah, our engineering drawing, even up to machine drawing. Yeah, there were big challenges for me as a mech student. But of course, I was able to overcome those challenges. It wasn't easy, but with the help of my classmates, myself too, I had to double up my work. I didn't have to say, oh, I understand this before. I have a previous idea. Sometimes it doesn't work. You just have to double up and not be complacent about whatever it is you're doing. So I'll just give them the advice that they should just double up their work. They should not be lazy. Complacency, whenever it sets in, can bring in failure. So that's my advice.
Lastly, as we wrap up, could you share a quote or motto that has motivated you throughout your academic
Okay. There is a very notable quote, and the quote was between two giants, and that it was Isaac Newton that told Robert Hooke that statement. That was on 1676. That if I was able to see farther than other, I must be standing on the shoulders of giants. That statement is a very, very good one because it reminds me that I am part of a larger continuum of knowledge, of course, that if I have giants before me, I can always draw inspiration from what they have done. So my contribution, no matter how small, is part of a larger spectrum of knowledge. So I should not give up, I should continue. So that statement from Newton to Robert Hooke is a pusher, is inspiring for me. So that is that word that has kept me going all through my study.
Thank you very much.